really focusing on resilience. I work primarily with women who've experienced childhood trauma and those who love them. And every day I'm helping my clients to release limiting beliefs, release trauma from their body, and increase their capacity to live fuller lives by increasing their emotional resilience primarily. So we're going to take a few minutes right at the beginning here to do an exercise that is called orienting. And I'm setting a timer so that I can keep an eye on myself. So for this orienting exercise, it can be done with your eyes closed or with your eyes open. If you would like to have your eyes open, that sort of helps it to play more naturally and easily into your everyday life, but you are welcome to do what feels most comfortable for you. So I want to begin with you first giving yourself a breath. Notice that breath coming in through your nostrils, down in past the chest, into the belly, and then feel it on the exhale. And again, another breath. And now I would like you to look around your environment and notice what you see. It could be in front of you, beside you, behind you, what's on the floor. Not staying with any one particular object, but just allowing yourself to notice each thing. And then come back to your breath again. And notice your breath. With these breaths, see what you're able to observe. Notice the temperature of the air that comes into your body and as it leaves your body. Are you able to feel the air not only in your nostrils, but also perhaps the back of your throat as it enters the lungs, feeling the belly expand. Now bring your awareness to sensations in other parts of your body. Perhaps noting if any part of you is feeling chilly or overly warm. Are you feeling a need to adjust your seat? Check in with your neck and shoulders, your upper back. What sensations are in your body? And now come back to your breath again. Not to change it, noticing its pace, its depth, its rhythm. And if your eyes are closed, open them and look around you again. And this time, as you're looking around, observe if you're able to notice things in your environment as you're aware of your breath and as you're aware of the sensations in your body. Sort of walking and chewing gum at the same time. And just take your time with it. Pausing where you want to pause. Changing your focus when you're ready to change your focus. Check in with your body, your breath, and your environment. Now come back to your breath and a soft gaze, and give yourself another breath. And another breath. And after this breath, give yourself an extra length of exhale. And then come back to this space and time, our time together. Talk a little bit more about how that exercise relates to resilience. So one of the ways that we can measure our resilience is by our ability to snap back. So if you think of something like a rubber band, we stretch it and it returns to its former size when it's resilient, okay? And the same thing happens in our lives. When our nervous systems are resilient, we're emotionally flexible and vital. We have a nerve in our body called the vagus nerve, and vagus in Latin means wanderer. And this nerve wanders from our face, impacting our expressions, to our ears, impacting our ability to discern danger or not in others, the tone of others' voices. It wanders to our throat and impacts and signals to those around us what our state of emotion and mind are, if we're feeling safe or not feeling safe. It moves to our heart and to our guts, and it helps to innervate our response of fight, flight, freeze, flop, and surprisingly, connection. The vagus runs this information between our brain and all of these multiple body areas, constantly shifting our mood, our awareness, and our responses. And our nervous systems were designed and developed to be able to move from a baseline of connection and curiosity with ourselves, others, and our environment, which is called the ventral vagal state, through responses to danger. So fight, flight, or the sympathetic system activation, to responding to life threat. So that would involve freeze, flop, or also called the dorsal vagal state. And then the key is that we return to baseline. So like that rubber band, going through those things and then coming back to baseline, going out and coming back to baseline. But if our nervous system, particularly the vagus nerve, if it's toned or resilient, we're better able to regulate our emotions, which just means moving between the states smoothly without getting stuck in any one of them longer than is necessary to accomplish the task at hand. So we get innervated and energized to, for example, avoid hitting a car in front of us while we're driving, or to possibly decrease the pain we're feeling if we were to break a bone. And then it moves through our system and we come back to baseline when our nervous system, especially the vagus nerve, is toned and resilient. There are two simple ways to tone the vagus nerve. There are many ways to tone the vagus nerve. I'm going to tell you two. One is doing that simple exercise we just did in everyday life, where you take time to attune to your external environment, your internal environment, and noticing them both at the same time strengthens that vagus nerve. And another thing one can do to strengthen and tone the vagus nerve is singing, chanting, humming, that kind of thing, that vibration within the body. Resilience is not once and done and not one size fits all. It's not like you're either resilient or you're not. You can be resilient in some ways and brittle and fragile in others. Wherever you're brittle, you can gently build more resilience.